Are you suffering from some type of mental disability or illness? Maybe, just maybe you're not suffering from anything. Maybe you just feel like the weight of the world is just too much. Maybe you've lost your job and you feel like there's no end. But let me tell you that that's not the truth. You see, whether you know it or not, for every door that closes, 4 to 5 to even 20 different doors open up for you. The opportunity for something better awaits you. If you're feeling down and you're feeling the need to harm yourself or harm anyone else, please don't. Please take a step back, stop, think, and reach out to someone. If you're feeling like you are going to harm yourself, please reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. Your life means more than you could ever know. It's not just you that you're going to affect in this decision. We need you. I need you. And I want to hear from you, not about you. So before you decide to make that decision, please reach out and speak to someone. And if you just don't feel confident enough to speak to someone at the Suicide Prevention Hotline, feel free to reach out to me with a simple message of, I need to talk. I am going to be available for you any way possible. I am more than willing to fight this battle with you, to walk this road with you, and give you all of my energy that I have to make sure that you don't do anything to make us regret what you did. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk some football. What up, though, Pride Nation? Welcome back to another Field Review podcast show where we talk all things what? Detroit Lions football. And today I have to tell you, I'm in a really good mood because I didn't get hit with no overtime, good people. No OT for me today. Fingers crossed that I can get through the weekend with the same courtesy. They have been truly working me hard. So, people, I'm just in a good mood. I'm just feeling good. That's all I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it that way. I'm feeling real good. Now, we got a lot to cover. But it's not as, let me take it back. It's not as much as I would like to think it is, but it's enough. All right. First things first, we got to talk about what fans can learn from Barry Sanders. Yeah, you know that guy that we all love that wore number 20 and ran the ball for the Detroit Lions. That guy. What can we learn from him? So we got to talk about that. We got to also talk about Pro Football Focus because they love them some me. They just do. Or maybe I just love them enough to just point out how ridiculous they are at times with a lot of their statements. But that's just another story. We got to talk about the Detroit Lions rookie receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. We also got to talk about the Detroit Lions returning safety, Will Harris. And also your questions and a host of other topics that we're going to hit on. Let's see who's in the building today. We got Antonio Jenkins in the building. We got John Kapler in the building. Shout out to you, Mr. John Kapler. If you have not subscribed to his channel, please do so. Don't be no stranger to it. One Pride is up there for a reason. It's because we are one Pride. There is no division amongst us. And I'm going to live with that belief. One Funky Lion fan is in the building. Motown Football's in the building. Chris Watts is in the building. One Pride 40. BD Buster is in the building. If you are in the building and you have not posted a message, please do so. If you have already did it, salute to you. All right, people. Woo! Let's have fun today. All right. First things first, people, we got to get into it. What can we learn as a fan base from Barry Sanders? Now, this only came up because Barry Sanders was recently doing a little bit of golfing. And Barry, being Barry, he did what Barry did, and he made some statements. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. Some of the things that he said make sense, and I love how he has a optimistic view on it. But here's what he talked about. Here are the key points that jumped out to me. One, Barry says he clearly sees a difference in this regime versus all the ones he's seen before. Now, this is the most important one because our fan base don't see it. Don't know why. Maybe they didn't play football. Maybe they just play Madden, and maybe they just play fantasy football. But nonetheless, the people who play football all see it. In fact, he talked about how the press conference and what the press conference did and how this call went out. He talked about liking what he see as a whole from top to bottom from this coaching staff all the way to the front office. He's enjoying every bit of it. He also talked about his hopes that what he see is not a mirage, and that he hopes that, you know, these are the right guys and they do the right thing, and, you know, things work out in a way that they're supposed to. But he tells you ultimately that this feels, looks, and smells of a different atmosphere. It's just different, okay? Nothing special, nothing crazy, just different. He talks about how he's excited to see someone else take over that mantle that he's been holding as a Lions great at the running back position, and talking about people like DeAndre Swift, right? Like, he's putting this out there for people to see. Now, stay with me with this one, because I know sometimes people can miss things. All right. The Hall of Fame running back who played that game can sense and feel the difference. But why is it that the Lion fan base cannot? So what is it that we can learn from Barry? Before I get into that, let me get into who already showed up in the building. I see Carl Campbell in the building, LA Source TV in the building, Tim Hutchinson's in the building, Antonio Jenkins is in the building, Motown Football's in the building. Let me see. Make sure I ain't miss nobody. I don't want to do that. Looney Tunes in the building. Oh, I ain't seen you in a long time. My man Logic is in the building. Salute to you, sir. All right, what's going on, Logic? Cap Ice Code is in the building. Bulgarians is in the building. Anna May, man, believe it or not, I'm from the South. I have a lot of family members from the South, and that name is very popular. I've had a few anime, so thank you for joining me. But they are in the building. Lions Lee is in the building. Jason Smith is in the building. Shay's in the building. All right, I'm loving it. Now let's get to the fun part of it. What could the Lion fan base, who don't see, don't feel, don't understand, can't pick up, or even fathom the thought of this being a different regime, what is it that they can learn from Barry Sanders? To just listen to him. Just listen to him. That's the first part. You want to listen to him because, as somebody who has seen it on all aspects of it, he's seen it before. And I know somebody's going to come in here and be like, Luke, he done said this about other coaching styles. Not like this. This is a little bit different, because he talks about how the culture feels different and how players seem excited to actually show up to practice. Whereas, you know, in the past, that wasn't always the case. He talked about how the attitude of the coaching staff is infectious. Now, obviously, that's not enough for him to suit back up. That's cool. We get it. We totally understand it. You don't want to suit it back up. I'm with it. But what we do know is this. The biggest take that you should take from Barry Sanders is this. That people who have been there know. In other words, if you played this game, and I mean you truly played it, you're like really good at it, you had a chance to play at the college level, maybe fate didn't smile on you and didn't go the way you want to, or maybe you did play at the college level, maybe you made it to the pro level. Whatever the case was, those people who've been in this game know what they're seeing. It's not the same old Lions. What we are seeing is the same old Lions fans. And so we have to figure out where to bridge the gap at, because in my opinion, Lions fans should be ashamed of themselves. Football players like George Kittle, people like Barry Sanders, all these different people who have come out and said, yo, I'm loving what's going on over here. Yo, I'm loving what I'm hearing, blah, 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 blah. All these people who are buying in for a reason, yet our fan base cannot. And this ain't me trying to dump on our fan base, but it's basically me saying to you, the fan base, what is it that Barry see that you don't? Why are you right and Barry's wrong? What makes you more qualified than the GOAT? Y'all love tossing that word out for people. What makes you more qualified than the GOAT? To say that this is a dumpster fire of a team, that they're not going to be good, they're not going to be special. What makes you more qualified? See, this is the problem that I run into. We turn around as YouTubers. Many of us spend a lot of hours and time researching and doing things to bring great content to you, the people. And what you do is you take that information and you find every way to denounce it, treat it as if though it's not valid and it's not good. Go ahead and denounce Barry Sanders. Please, please do it. Give me a reason so I can talk about it. When you have the guy who's been there, done that, who has been through good teams, bad teams, good coaching, bad coaching, a poor organization that was ran by a bunch of poor people, to now feel, sense, understand that there's a difference, I want you to explain to me, what is it that you're missing that makes you want to say you're right and Barry's wrong? See, this is where a disconnect comes into play, where we find ourselves trying to figure out how we can just show that we know our football information. Sometimes the information is simple. It's not complex. It's not something that you're going to look at and be like, oh, you got to put this over here and adjust this 12 times and spin back. It's not this complex. It's simple. Football players heard a call, and they answered. And they respect it. Because I know as a football player that coach is willing to go down with me. His success and failures is going right along with me, and he understands that. He's not coming in here telling me about he had a lot of work to do, telling me about how he had one of the greatest defenses in NFL history in the Super Bowl era. He's not coming in here acting like he is such and such. Right? He's not doing these things. He came in here and said, I used to play here. I know what this team has been through. I know what this city has been through. And I know what I am tired of and what we're not going to do no more. What you're going to know is when you play us, there's going to be a problem. What is it that you, the fans, who can't seem to just embrace a new season, you can't even put yourself on autopilot for a wait and see. You just know we're going to have the first overall pick. Why? Now, there's a theory I have to this. That theory generally tells me that most of you subscribe to the easy narrative. Oh, God forbid you dare step out and have faith. Too embarrassed to be a Lion fan, right? So what you do, you claim everything but the Detroit Lions, the same way you did the Pistons until they started winning in 2004 again. I know these types of fans. I've been around them for a long time. What is it that you know, that you can tell me that Barry don't know? This is about mentality. And the mentality is that of the coach. For the first time, people, for the first time, it's looking like the face of this franchise is going to fall solely on the shoulder of the coach. It's funny how people often talk about the New England Patriots and they all say, oh, Tom Brady was the face of this team. And Tom Brady's been gone, and yet the face of the team still remains, which is Bill Belichick. Players still go to New England because of Bill Belichick. We talk about things that we find simple. And I say to myself, here's Barry. Unprompted. Similar to how they unpromptedly, similar to how Calvin Johnson unprompted made his statements, unprompted. It just tells them it feels different, looks different, sounds different. I'm seeing the difference. Getting excited for the Lions to return to a rushing attack, which FYI, they have not had one since what, 1997, 1998? Well, Barry retired in 1998, so 97. Oh, but Luke, we had a 1,000-yard rusher with Reggie Bush. Oh, okay. So we doing that? Okay. Well, let's see how you get to 1,000 real quick in a 16-game schedule. Let's see how you do it. Because it only takes 62.5 yards a game. That's it. You can get that if you just average, if you just get 90. Get 90, get 70, you can still meet those numbers. But again, what can we learn from Barry? What we can learn is that with a new season should come with a new hope. It shouldn't be called Kool-Aid or Hopium or anything like that. It should simply be called being a damn good fan. That's what it should be called. It should be called just 100% being a damn good fan. And Barry, who has seen it from all aspects, understood that with this new coach comes new hope. With new hope comes a new beginning. It's not hard to get this done. But guess what? Guess what it is? We cannot find a way to just admit it. Admit it. You are ashamed of this team. You want to be a Lion fan. You want to know everything about this team. That's why you listen to 97.1 The Ticket. That's why you listen to the DSA. Why you listen to There Goes Mobby. Why you listen to Dose of Dion. You want to know what's going on with this team because deep down inside, you want to have the same belief. But you know what? You can't have that belief because you don't want to look like you're stupid. The only time people ever look stupid is when they just attempt to not look stupid. Barry's sitting up here looking at it, and yes, he has a more of a better view than you probably, yes. But he's sitting here looking at it with a mindset and an attitude that reeks and smells of hope. Look at this, Benjamin. Barry's getting paid to say these things. I tried again. He wasn't there for that. He was not there for that. This wasn't a paid. This was him doing it as something he always do because he enjoys golf. But this is not him getting paid to say that. But you tried it. This right here is the opportunities that go by that we can't seem to get. We can't seem to understand. And you know why? Because most of y'all is just a flat out ashamed. %100%. So Barry is teaching us that not only with the new season comes new hope, but with the new regime comes new hope. And with new hope comes new opportunities. And with new opportunity comes new chances for new legends to be created. He wants to be dethroned because he wants to see it. And for some of y'all start saying, oh man, he only saying that because it's the right thing to say. He loses money when he gets dethroned. If somebody come in and take his spot, we got problems. Peyton Manning can still sell Peyton Manning because guess what? Nobody took him over. Joe Namath can still sell Joe Namath because there hasn't been a Jets quarterback to give a damn about. The Patriots have had a Drew Bledsoe, and you don't even talk about him because of Tom Brady. Dan Marino has said over and over, and him and a host of other people have argued that they don't want their record broken because they know what it means. Eric Dickerson is open about I don't want my record broken, but we just too afraid. And Barry, well, you know what? I guess he on hopium too. I guess he drinking the Kool-Aid, and I guess he getting the money for it too, right? Because it's all on him. Not a Lion fan says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There's a reason why the Lion fans have a standoff, watch, wait, and see approach. No, they don't. That's the problem. That's what I'm talking about right here. This ain't no watch, wait, and see approach. That's not what they doing. What this fan base is flat out doing is saying we gonna suck. They won't even give them a prediction above 500, let alone above 5 games, when history says that teams with new head coaches generally improve upon their win-loss record. Don't tell me that this fan base has a wait-and-see approach. They ain't gave me not 1 ounce of that. There's a small section of them, and that's why I call them my red pill people. But what we're not going to do is act as if, though, that everybody, for whatever reason, just magically have a wait-and-see approach. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying now. What can we learn from Barry? See, he has a wait-and-see approach, but he also has hope. He also has faith and confidence in the new things that he sees. What we're lacking is the wait-and-see approach. You saw it right there. Benjamin Foe, not even long ago. Shout out to you, Benjamin. No picking on you. But Benjamin Foe said himself that they pay him to talk that. People don't want to see or believe in the impossible. It's too much work. It's a reason why a lot of these people who come up with great ideas to start their own business or start their own inventions don't never do it because fear gets in the way. It creates excuses for them to just be like, F it. Now, when I go through and I look at it and I listen to the guy that's the GOAT and I got to listen to people talk, tell me what you know that he don't. What is it that he know that you don't? Because I'm not seeing this whole thing of wait and see approach. I'm not seeing it. You go through and you look at it and you just think about it. Anytime the Detroit Lions has ever had success, they had a player's coach. But he brings something different to the table. How many times have I heard people come on here and people say stuff like, oh man, our coach ain't on the sideline throwing a chair and flipping it. He ain't got no energy. They was on Jim Caldwell's head because he wouldn't act the fool on the sidelines. Now you got a coach who I'm pretty sure is going to act the fool on the sideline. You still ain't satisfied. You have people who said, get rid of Stafford. Everything will work itself out. This will be all over with. Then they get rid of Stafford, get Jared Goff. He's garbage too. We can't win. Don't tell me about no wait-and-see approach. Don't tell me about it. Barry Sanders sees it. The Hall of Fame running back sees it. Why don't you? I mean, even right now, we're trying to discredit him. If he wasn't plugged into the organization recently, I would be more objective to his opinion. Right. He's on a wait-and-see approach. He literally is on a wait-and-see approach, but he still sees a difference, top to bottom. Don't take his view for it. Take yours. Take Madden. Take fantasy football. Take those views. Take Pro Football Focus. Go listen to Colin Cowherd. Listen to him. We got people who actually are going to try to discredit the guy who's been through it as cheap marketing. Where was Barry at? Where's all the Barry Sanders talk when Matt Patricia was head coach? Where was that at? But he plugged in now. Okay. People killing me with this. And I'm just trying to bring it to a certain point for us to understand that there's a lot we can learn from Barry Sanders, the guy who been through it, who did it. If he has hope, why don't you? It's a new season. Anything's possible. I don't understand it. I love this right here. Hope is more fun than despair. See, the only time they don't want to enjoy the benefits of hope in favor of despair is when it's convenient for their fantasy football team. When they're playing Madden and they're working through all the flaws and kinks and bugs to make them think they know football. That's it. Oh, I've touched plenty of stoves and irons, and I done did a lot of silly stuff. Trust and believe. I done did a lot of silly stuff. Some things I repeated over and over again. You know I got to be insane, right? But I also understand that there's an opportunity anew every time it happens. Do you think that Steph Curry is good at a three-point shot because he just woke up like that? Got to practice. Sometimes you're going to fall and you're going to fail. Failure is the greatest practice coach you're going to ever have. I would be more on board with the Lions and Patricia and Quin was here versus Campbell and Holmes. This current hasn't shown me anything. Tweaking isn't building. I can't with you. I'm going to be honest with you. And I got time for it today, but I can't with you. Because if your view was to give Patricia and Quin one more year, if that's your position, there's nothing for me to debate with you or argue with you about. There's nothing I can tell you that will make me sit here and have that conversation with you, because I've seen enough. He was 13, 29, and 1. What another year was going to do? Really? Really? That's your hero? You sitting here saying that they ain't showing you nothing, but then here's a guy who showed you 13, 29, and 1, and you think he should still be here. Really? Y'all think I can make this stuff up, but I can't. Then he ain't showing you nothing. Holmes ain't showing you nothing. What did Quin show us? What did Bob Quin show us? His first chance to get a hire, and he hires his buddy, who then until hires a guy who had been out of football longer than Frosty the Snowman had long melted. But it's okay. Keep him another year. You would have had more faith. That's the fan base we talking about. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is what we talking about. The only reason why Lions fans are Lions fans is because this is their city. If they was outside the city lines, I can't see why they would support this franchise. Why do you think the Falcons, people in Atlanta, support the Falcons? What you said is hold true, not just for the Lions, but every freaking football team. What are you talking about? Name it. I'm not doing this. Because when you make a statement like that, that tells me that you're not trying to, and it may be just the way you typing it. Because I've talked to you before. This may be the way you just typing it. But everything you just said literally is why every team root for their team. When they had the XFL, you had people in Vegas rooting for the XFL team because it was a Vegas football team. The same way in Sacramento, they rooted for the Kings. What are you talking about? This is what happens in sports. When the city you come from has our name on it, you damn Skippy fans are going to root for them. But what you don't realize is the number one team in Michigan ain't even the damn Lions. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Lions are most people's secondary team in the state of Michigan. Don't believe me? Look it up. It's not about, oh, if they name wasn't known, I wouldn't be doing it. Come on now. Question from Combat Sex. He says, if you had your balls on an anvil and had to make a decision, would you say Aaron Rodgers starts week 1? Yeah, I can make a decision on that. Yes, he's starting week 1. 100%. Is one thing Aaron Rodgers is about is his brand, and he's not finna mess his brand up for nobody else. Yeah, he's starting week 1. Balls on the anvil anyway. Put him on there. I'm done with kids. I got 2. I'm good. I'm good. Gonna have to talk me into it if I get another one. I'm just saying. Put it out there. There has to be logic behind it. Let me switch it up a notch. Okay? Let me switch it up a notch because we got to talk about Pro Football Focus. Pro Football Focus blamed, which I can make this shit up. I cannot. But Pro Football Focus blamed the Lions' talent for this bad defense. Not so much Matt Patricia. Okay. I'll buy it. Okay, I'll buy it. I'm going to buy it so I can shit all on it. Just stay with me for a second, people, because I find that this stuff comes up too often when people just want to be the smart guy in the room. So let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it. I keep trying to tell you I got time today. Shout out to my man Detroit Lions on the Prowl over there. To my people over there, Detroit Lions on the Prowl, my DSA family. Let's talk about it. Woo! It says, why not both, Luke? I'm going to tell you why not both. Even in their little statements, they made some statements that I think is not hard for you to see. These are the only statements that I want people to focus on because I have a tendency to read between the lines. Now, if you're looking at the screen, you're going to see a receiver, which is obviously is Corey Davis, and you see Lions all behind looking. You see 21 looking. You see 45. I forgot who the hell 45 was, but they're all looking. Now, let's scroll down to right here. That guy right here. Boy, he's damn good at this. That boy Jeff, he's good at this. So he writes this article, and he's talking about the things that Pro Football Focus have said. And he said the Detroit Lions defense was abysmal in 2020. Anyone who watched this team can tell you that, and the numbers back up the eyeball test. Failures of Matt Patricia's scheme. Now, let me just help you understand something. The key part that I want you to do is to focus on this part right here. What do your eyes tell you? You can believe everything else. Just don't believe your own lying eyes, right? Just stay with me, all right? So we're talking about this thing in Matt Patricia's scheme. It says, but how much can get blamed on the scheme, specifically in pass defense, where the team ranked dead last among the 32 NFL teams? A study from Pro Football Focus, they study, wink, wink, they study, shed some light on how Patricia's schematics and outline strategies failed the players on the field. Now, this is the thing I want you to understand. They went into all that statement, and he's pointing this out that they saying that what he did failed the players. But watch how Pro Football Focus has a way to change it around. It says most NFL teams play more zone coverage as a base scheme than what Patricia Lions did. The exact zone scheme varied from defense to defense, but the emphasis not only relying on man coverage as a base strategy is pretty common outside the Bill Belichick coaching tree, from which Patricia stemmed. It says, interestingly, Patricia deployed more zone coverage as a base defense as the losses mounted. Now, you know what I find funny? That you got to the bottom of the barrel before you realized what you was doing wasn't working. It didn't work when you brought in the guy who gave you a shot in Paul Pasqualoni. You took it a step further, brought in Corey Underlin, and I was all excited for Corey Underlin until you announced that he would not be calling plays. Oh, you're just real brilliant. You brought him in, said he's going to be a defensive coordinator, hoping that he can fix your DB room. What a genius you are. Okay, people. Pro Football Focus makes me want to puke. All right, so now, it says the graphic from Pro Football Focus shows the radical drop-off in the deviation to the less common straight man coverage to more zone. In Detroit's case, it was typically cover 1 or cover 3 zones, still using man coverage looks on the outside. Now, I don't care about this graph. Some of y'all do. I generally would give a care about it, but I just don't because it's Pro Football Focus, and I have no credibility whatsoever when it comes to them. I just think they're disgusting, but let's just pay attention. From Pro Football Focus, the Lions started off 0-2 while playing zone coverage only 21% of the time during those weeks. So that's, they started off 0-2. They only played it 21% of the time. Now, I'm going to tell you what I just read, what I just heard. I'm going to tell you how I view things, and how you view it is totally different than me. We started out 0-2 because we were playing zone 21% of the time, which means that 79% of the time we were playing man coverage. The real statement is we got our butt beat for playing 79% man coverage. We're just going to leave it there for a second. They transitioned to a more common NFL defense, playing zone 48% of the time from weeks 3 to week 12 when Patricia was fired. Again, we still got beat, and this is them breaking it down for 2020. Okay, just stay with me. Despite the more unconventional looks earlier in the season, the defense just wasn't very good. The Lions allowed 27, 42, 23, and 35 points to their respective opponents in weeks 1 through 4 before the bye week. The curve in the graph levels off at this point, and it did get better in the next two games. Detroit held the Jaguars to 16 points and the Falcons to 22 points in the 2 weeks exiting the bye week, both wins. This is so beautiful. It says, now this where's the one part I'm gonna get down to? Right here. This blew my mind. Let's skip this for a second and get right here. The Lions defense allowed less than 27 points only one time. That was the 20-0 shutout loss to the Carolina Panthers. Y'all stop playing with me. The eye test tells me what I want to know. Now, Pro Football Focus seems to put this more so on the talent and the players. I want you to be aware that I'm not doing this because I just hate Pro Football Focus. No. It's because they double talk and say things that make you go, And today, I got time for the to break down the BS behind. Now, watch this. This is so funny. Detroit didn't force a single takeaway in the final 4 weeks, which was on interim coach Darrell Bevell's watch and not Patricia. What that indicates, now mind you, we have how many seasons of Matt Patricia? 1, 2, like basically over 2.5. That fair? 2.5 seasons? Now, correct me if I'm right or wrong, anybody. 2.5 seasons, how much time we have over Matt Patricia, right? Just trying to make sure I don't miss anything. All right, just want to make sure. 2.5. I forgot how many total games. See, 13. What the hell was it? 13, 29, and 1. All right. They're going to make their decision based on the last 4 games under the interim coach. Now, what's funny is this is the same people who also made their assumptions about the current coach based on what he did as an interim coach for the Dolphins. But we gonna stay away from that. We're going to stay on task today with the Bull. Let's stay with it. What that indicate, i.e., what those 4 games without Matt Patricia but Darrell Bevell mean, is that while Patricia coverage scheme didn't work well, the players also didn't perform well either. Now, let me just help y'all understand something. You have players who are brought in to play in a scheme that's been implemented and put in place for over 2.5 seasons. You give an interim head coach an opportunity to take over. How much you think he finna change in 4 to 6 games? How much? How much is he gonna change from the defense? Even if he changed it to more zone, how much could he really change in 4 weeks? How much? Tell me how come we just gonna act like that ain't what the case is. This is like a person who try to say things like who smokes cigarettes and then all of a sudden their lungs look like burnt eggs, and now it's not the cigarette's fault. It's how long I smoked that one cigarette that day, not the time over the years upon years of me doing it. No, it wasn't that. Or that's like the person who sits there and they blow all their money on a single bet. It had nothing to do with them being stupid and putting all their eggs in one basket. It was the system was rigged. This is the stuff that I don't like. How much can he change in a couple of weeks? With a coordinator he didn't pick, while still making sure he runs the offense. That's the part you forget. How much can he change? The players didn't play well, you think? Really, Pro Football Focus? You think the players didn't play well? Really? When did they start that? You can do a simple analysis with the eye test and go back and look even under Jim Caldwell's era and tell me when it looked this bad. Really, Pro Football Focus? You such a mathematician. Nothing gets past you guys. Really? This is what we doing. This is how we getting it in. This doesn't make sense. They're going to sit up here and start this whole thing off by predicating everything off of what happened in the last couple of weeks under Darrell Bevell to prove that, the talent just wasn't pretty good. But that ain't got to be the case, right? We ain't got to do that. Let's go ahead and listen to it. Oh, God, this is just... It is, of course, asking cornerbacks who are best suited to play in man coverage to operate in zone more often is an inherent problem. What? What? Did you not see your own information where you said we won games because of zone? Did you miss that part? So when we were taking all these L's because we were playing mostly in man coverage, no, that got nothing to do with the Pro Football Focus. Clearly, it's just the players. These are what you call underlining inside excuses that are being made here. They're literally going to say you're taking players who are best suited for man. If they were who was best suited for man? Please tell me this person. You gonna tell me Okudah was best suited for man? Where? Show me where. I didn't think he was good in man coverage in college. I called it out. Show me where. You gonna tell me that's what you thought was good in man coverage? Where? Where was this man coverage? Where were the man coverage linebackers at? Tell me, Pro Football Focus. Y'all so smart. Y'all so good at this. I need to hire y'all to do my taxes. Y'all love fake numbers. So now the problem is you got people playing the wrong scheme. Oh, so it's Darrell Bevell's fault for switching it. Got it. The lack of consistent pass rush to disrupt the timing of the opposing offense didn't help cover up the back end play either. Oh. I'm finna show y'all how to bring this all home. Who brought them people here? I'll wait. Since Pro Football Focus want to play this game, who brought the talent here since you want to be so critical? I don't remember no cornerbacks being drafted in Jim Caldwell's era in the top 4, top 5. I don't remember that. Do anybody else remember that? Who brought these people here? Who brought Trey Flowers here? Deron Hartman here? Tavon Wilson. Who brought them here? Jamie Collins. Who brought all these has-beens? Danny Shelton. Danny Amendola. Who brought them here? But the 4 to 5 to 6 games that Darrell Bevell coach lets you know that there's a problem with the talent. Was there a problem when you got, I don't know, Tracy Walker playing in the box and Will Harris at free? There ain't no problem with that. How much is he supposed to change? Let's talk about it. The only real benefit for the Lions defense is playing more zone was against the run, where they improved later in the year and significantly. So outside of the 2 games against the Minnesota Vikings, the challenge for the Detroit Lions head coach Campbell's defense coordinator Aaron Glenn and the fresh staff is to coax better performance out of the players. They're going to get that regardless. See, unlike the former people, they're liked. People like them. They want to do things for them. They want their praise. They've already won the first part of the battle. They got their ear. You're talking about things. I'm going to go back. I'm bringing it back. I'm not going to do no rant today. Can't stand you. Can't stand you, Pro Football Focus. Oh, I can't stand you. That can be done by both scheme and different coaching approaches. Oh, so now we back to the coaches. After you don't said all of that to take all the onus off of what Patricia did because you got a small sample of a coach who had to be head coach, offensive coordinator, work with a defensive coordinator that he didn't want, who now is going to get a chance to truly call the plays because when he did call it, we won. But that ain't got nothing to do with Patricia, right? We're going to leave that alone. This is a bunch of baloney. This is garbage. Shout out to my man SpeakEZ Sports. It's easy, baby. Shout out to my people. I'm just trying to figure this out. Like they sitting up here talking about, oh, the players didn't do this. Who brought them here? Who employed this scheme? This game sucked from day one, and I called it. I told you after the Jets game that it was something wrong when you trying to tell me that Tavon Wilson beat out freaking Glover Quin. Stop playing with me. I ain't stupid. You don't think I'm paying attention? I love this sport too much. It's like one of my kids. And when I see stupid things happening, it's hard for me to overlook it. And it's clear to me that he was not suited to be here. Should have never been the head coach. Skip Bayless said it. Hell, not a Lion fan, but said everybody know he shouldn't have been the head coach. But we going to overlook all that because it's the players who was put in the wrong position. This man told Jelani Tavai, I want y'all to follow me on this. He told Jelani Tavai to gain weight as if though he wasn't slow enough. Now, I don't know if any of y'all ever tried this, but when I used to work out, I used to wear weighted vests and like weighted different like things because it was a difference in it. And I don't know if y'all ever watched Dragon Ball Z, but if you ever looked at Dragon Ball Z and you look at, what's his name? I think it's Piccolo. He had this certain garment on and it was white and it just looked like a regular robe, but it was weighted down. And when he took it off, he was faster, more explosive and everything, right? Why would you tell a guy who was already running slow, who you're not going to move out of position to gain more weight, to be a bigger linebacker for you in a scheme that was flawed? This is not a player situation. And it's evident by the fact that they would even make the statement that this can be fixed with better coaching, better scheme. So don't sit there and try to downplay it. 21% of the time they ran zone coverage and they took an L, which means 79% of the time they was in man. And my thing is in that same statement, they make it seem like as if though, oh, well, you put them guys in the man coverage and they were out of their position. But somehow, some way, while in man coverage, more than 80% of the damn time we lost. But that's their best suited position. That's where they get their best chances at, right? That's where they get the best show outs at, right? These are the things that they want y'all to believe. This is why I tell y'all, stop subscribing to dumb stuff. Challenge everything. Challenge me. Challenge Pro Football Focus. Challenge everything. Make them explain what's going on. To sit here and attempt to imply that what we saw from last year had nothing or very little to do with one particular Matt Patricia is literally more insane than me having hope. This makes no sense, people. It's not hard for us to figure this out. I try so hard to literally just 100% bring things to you in a way that you can just simply follow. And when I do this, 9 times out of 10, it gets brushed under the rug. Most of y'all read this article and didn't even read between the lines. Y'all took it at face value and you ran with it. You believe the Lions and we need to play more man coverage. They was in zone 21% of the time. We weren't even close to the league average in zone coverage. They left out how many times we blitzed. We were dead last. Dead last, if I'm not mistaken, in blitzing. And this ain't a scheme problem? Come on now. Stop playing with me. There's sample size, in case you missed it. In case you missed it. Their sample size literally starts right here. This the part. This is where they give you their sample size. Detroit didn't force a single takeaway in its final 4 weeks, which was on interim coaches Darrell Bevell's watch and not Patricia. What that indicates is that while Patricia coverage scheme didn't work well, the players also didn't perform well either. Who did? Over 2.5 seasons, I had to watch this crap. And you're trying to come in the room and be smart and trump up some bull. Let's go back to the one statement I told y'all to focus on more so than anything else that I didn't want y'all to skip over. Did it pass the damn eyeball test? Did it pass the eyeball test? Because chances is it didn't. No matter how you sliced it. Hell, go over to Woodward Sports. Shout out to Woodward Sports. Go over to Woodward Sports and watch Joy Bell break down film from a game they had against the Vikings, where there was 10 players on the freaking field. And then he broke down how teams consistently, and I first got wind of this when Devontae Adams said that we literally motion our receivers to see what they're going to do because they don't change it up. And then here comes Joy Bell with this film showing them do what? Motion the tight end, and not a single person move over there. And all you can do is see Cook just off to the races. Players making business decisions that shouldn't even be on the damn field. The Pro Football Focus don't want you to talk about the eyeball test. Your eyes are liars. Your lying eyes. Get rid of them. Scratch them out. Just claw them out. Get them out. Walk by faith, blinded. Don't look at your lying eyes. This defense was pathetic. Just pathetic. And there's no excuse for it. You got beat down by the Panthers, turned right around and got beat down by the Texans, who, by the way, had a worse record than you. But we got all the time in the world for excuses. All the time in the world to make up stuff as we go. This don't make no sense to me. Shout out to you, Speak. I'm glad you are listening versus in the chat because you be multitasking in that car. It scares me a little bit. That's another good point right there. That's another good point right there from you, Looney Tunes. Probably why Lion fans want big names all over this team. Because they had nothing, but they want it because that's what they're used to. They're not used to having to look at people. I remember when the Lions took Kenny Galladay, and there was not a lot of people who was hyped about it. In fact, many people was like, oh, they was more hyped about the guys we took after him. Think I'm lying? Think I'm making this up? I can show you. I remember some of the names. To this day, everybody think we lost the game because of Stafford's interception against the Bears. And I'm like, what about the drop touchdown pass? See, we highlighted what happened with DeAndre Swift and his drop game-winning touchdown pass, but what happened with Kenny Galladay's game-winning touchdown pass in the Thanksgiving game? But it's Stafford's fault, though. Y'all listen, I'm here for it today. I got nothing but time. This article is another indicator of why this fan base is not doing their job. They feel allowed to write this kind of stuff because most of you, the casual fan, don't understand the BS behind it. It just don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. And then I got to sit here and read this and break it down for y'all because 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you somebody going to send me a message in the chat like, man, you see Pro Football Focus said we suck because of the players, and the players do suck, man. It was all about the talent. I'm like, really? Really? Yeah, newsflash, before he even joined the Lions, the defense of the Patriots was failing. And it's ironic how they started to change up the moment Bill Belichick took himself and put it in there more. He's been failing at this system. A fake copy that ain't even worth the paper it's printed on. But yet, it's the players. This is what we're talking about, the players. Fans want a Madden roster instead of a football team. That's what they want. That's exactly what they want. I mean, why else would they want anything else? Madden is easier. You can live out all your wildest dreams and give up a 7th round pick and get Julio Jones and freaking Aaron Rodgers. That's just so real. Wake up, people. I'm trying not to rant. I'm trying not to rant. I'm going to get through this without ranting. We got to get to the next topic. We got to get to the next topic because I cannot believe that we're writing articles like this. Just ask yourself, what does your eyes see? I saw this article that talked about Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they predicted him to outperform the first-round receivers. And they brought me to a question of, can he? So that's my next question. Can Amon-Ra St. Brown outperform all of the receivers taken in the first round of 2021 NFL draft? Now, this right here, people, is going to be a doozy because there were some dogs taken in this draft, and I don't want to downplay what I saw and what they was and what they are. I don't want to be that one, okay? I don't want to be that one, but we're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to definitely talk about what that looks like and why it looks like what it looks like. All right. We're talking about a team that for all practical purposes is just asking one simple question. Can it be done? All right. That's the only question we're trying to figure out. Can it be done? Let me set this up appropriately, people. Amon-Ra St. Brown was a 4th-round pick taken by the Detroit Lions. Right? Like there's nothing we don't know about this. Right? Like we are all aware that this is what happened. Now, in order for this statement to be answered, we would have to view who was taken in the first round. Right? Like we can't just assume that, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. But keep in mind, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Amir Smith-Marset were people that was on my list as receivers to watch out for. I really like what they brought to the table. Okay. Now, stay with me. All right. I'm going to do 3 things. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to look at who are our first round receivers. That's the first thing I got to do. It's important that I do this because if I don't, we're not going to get the right information. Okay. Then the second thing I'm going to do is just look at what NFL history tells us. Okay. Because NFL history is known for telling us things that we probably don't pay attention to. The third thing I'm going to do is make you see what you should be seeing in this question. Can he outperform all of these receivers in the first round? So let's look at the receivers taken in the first round. Right out the gate, we got Ja'Marr Chase. That's a bad man. I'm not going to play with y'all on him. Jalen Waddles is a pretty good receiver. Not going to play with you with him. But let's just change this a little bit. Let me get this view a little bit different. Hold on. Because I ain't got time to be trying to chase this all around. Let's get up right. Here we go. So let me see. We got first round receivers, Ja'Marr Chase, Jalen Waddles, Devontae Smith, Kadarius Toney, Rashad Bateman. If it's one person I think that he can now outperform, it's going to be Ja'Marr Chase. And it's not because I think Ja'Marr Chase is just miles better than him, even though I think he is better. It's because I know what the Bengals are going to do to justify them passing up on protection for the quarterback. They're going to force those passes similar to what the Lions did with Calvin Johnson. Okay? They're going to force them. And they're going to make sure that when that happens, that they can maximize that pressure. But can he be better than Jalen Waddles? Yes. Can he be better than Devontae Smith? Yes. Can he be better than Kadarius Toney? Yes. Can he be better than Rashad Bateman? Yes. I just showed you that they don't pass a lot. They run the ball. So yes. Is it possible for him to outperform him? Yes. Let me show you why. See, some of y'all don't pay attention, but I do. I'm going to show y'all why I pay attention. Let's get on back up here real quick. Let's go to 2020, right? And let's take this and let's go here, and we're just going to go on down to the receivers. And in history, it's going to tell me what I need to know. Now, I'm willing to bet that the history tells me that the number one receiver generally did not outperform the later round receivers. All right. So in 2020, yes, in 2020, Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Reagor, Justin Jefferson, and Brandon, I can never pronounce his last name to save my life. Aiku, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. All right. Those were your first round receivers. Justin Jefferson lived up to his bill. CeeDee Lamb, as a slot receiver, lived up to his bill. But what do you know? It started to be a nice little drop-off. Second round pick, T. Higgins got a little bit more. Chase Claypool did a little bit more, right? You know, Jerry Jeudy, he started picking it up. Brandon Aiku, I can never pronounce his damn name for my life. I can't never do it. But he started picking up a little bit. But the guys right here, where is it at? Come on, where you at? Right here. That I want you to focus on the most is like right here. Jerry Jeudy, 853 yards and 3 touchdowns on 52 receptions. T. Higgins got more targets and more receptions than him. The same thing happened with Chase Claypool. And what I'm pointing out to you is majority of the time, those slot to number 2 receivers are getting more targets because people generally take away your best weapon. If your best weapon is number 1, they do. But that's just 1 year. Let's go to another year. Let's go to 2019. Let's see if the first round talent is outdoing the later round talent. Second round pick, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, third round pick. Deontay Johnson, third round pick. Fifth round pick, Darius Slayton. And they all of them outperform, and is still outperforming first round pick Marquise Brown. Hell, he barely got ahead of Hunter Rainford. I mean, look at this. The history tells me that those receivers often taken in the first round are getting outperformed by later round picks. Now, somebody might say, well, it's not fair, Luke. You're not comparing fourth round talent to fourth round talent. Did you not see the fifth round talent that I'm up there talking to you about? The Hunter Rainfords and the Darius Slayton? Don't talk to me about fourth. Don't talk to me about that. Don't be that person. It's right there for you to see. They literally grown trees. This is not even fake. For real, for real. They literally grow on trees, One Pride. This is not nothing that we cannot look at. Now, let's think about why this makes sense as I keep going through year after year to see how they're performing. Let's talk about why this makes sense. What are the Lions going to do this year, people? Just think about it. If you're mimicking a lot of what's going to make Jared Goff successful and got him a Super Bowl, you're probably targeting a tight end to the slot receivers a lot, and which means that they're probably going against the third or fourth best corner. If that happens, then wouldn't it be safe to say that, yeah, he could outperform even Chase? Because Chase is going to definitely get targeted. I expect for Chase to perform, but he's going to definitely get targeted. Let's look at this year right here. You got DJ Moore so far. Let's see. Calvin Ridley, Michael Gallup, third round pick. I'm not counting tight ends. Christian Kirk, second round pick. Just look at these numbers. DJ Chalk, second round pick, 13 touchdowns, bro. You can't make this stuff up. Look at this. Bro, hold on. Look at this. Look at this right here. The only one, and it's kind of strange because when you look at it, Calvin Ridley was taken after DJ Moore and got 26 touchdowns. Okay. There's more proof to say that these late round guys are going to do better. I mean, you talking about 1,000-yard receivers and 2,000-yard receivers and stuff. There's a lot of them. This 2018 we in. Let's go down. 2017. Let's see how we looking. Juju Smith-Schuster, the top receivers that come out from that group. Shocking. Shocking. Cooper Kupp, the top receiver from that group. 3rd round pick. Shocking. Chris Godwin. 3rd round pick. Shocking. Kenny Galladay. Shocking. You telling me they all did better than Corey Davis? I'll be damned. What do I know? They did better than Mike Williams. What do I know? Did better. Look, wait, hold on. Wait. Y'all gonna love this one. Hold on. Where he at? Damn it, where he at? Maybe I'm in the wrong year. Oh, there you go. John Ross. Remember the burner? The guy that supposedly broke the record of Chris Johnson? That Chris Johnson disputes even happened, but that's another story. Took a 9th overall. Look how far he down this list. So when the question is asked, can Amon-Ra St. Brown outperform those guys in those rounds? The answer is unequivocally 100% yes, including Chase Young. Jamar Chase. That's going to boil down, though, to how many balls they're forcing to Jamar Chase his way. But that's the only one that stands in his way, in my opinion. I think he could outperform all of them based on how scheme works. Let's go through another year. We already on freaking 2016. Let's go through another year. Show me where these top receivers at. Y'all remember Will Fuller? Tyreek Hill doing better than him career-wise right now. I'm just pointing it out. Just pointed out. 5th round guy. Right? Like y'all don't see it. Y'all remember Josh Dotson? Y'all remember him, right? But Rashad Higgins, a 5th round pick, is doing better than him career-wise. I'm just trying to put this out there to y'all. Food for thought. Sterling Shepard, 2nd round pick. Tyler Boyd, 2nd round pick. Mike Thomas, 2nd round pick. All doing better than these 1st round guys. And y'all wonder why this is not a far-fetched idea. How many more years you want to go back? We already damn near 5. What's that? 5? Let me go back. Let's go one more. Let's have a little fun with it. Right? Amon-Ra St. Brown is getting ready to be set up. And it's one of the reasons why I keep telling y'all he is the one player that y'all should be watching. Because he will be that Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods type player. The same thing as Quinton Cephas. Those inside guys are about to eat. They want for them to play off or to ignore the run or to come up for the run so they can kill you over the top. It's levels to this. And it's not hard to see where this stuff comes from. But let's talk about it. Amari Cooper, we finally get one 4th overall that stand out. But what is that right there? 5th round pick, Stephon Diggs, he ain't too far behind. Tyler Lockett, 3rd round pick, ain't too far behind. Look at the late round guys ahead of these 1st round talent. And y'all think that it's not possible or it's not within range for this to be the case. He 100% can outperform those guys. It's evident. I'm showing you year after year after year of the truth. That's what I'm telling you. It says, Luke, you had to bring up that Hill doing better than Fuller. You pretty well all know that. Yeah, I'm just saying. I ain't that patty, but I'm just saying. The question is I like this right here from One Funky Life. He says, can he? Yes. Will he? I don't know. I think he will. By virtue of the opportunity that he's going to get, because you can't cover everything. Again, they're going to be running the ball. They're going to be throwing out the backfield. They're going to be hitting TJ Hockenson. And now you got to pick your poison. He's going to get targets. And if you decide to come up and play the run because the run is being too much, then now you got to ask yourself the question of, because he can block too, but now you got to ask yourself the question of, okay, what poison do I want to pick? If you let the tight end kill you, that's worse. That's worse. Because the moment the tight end start killing you, your field position get real suspect for the defense. I think he will. I know you meant I was Patty. I read it and I thought about it. I'm like, no, you kind of call me Patty. All good. It says, so why did Amon-Ra fall in the draft? The same reason why most receivers fall in the draft. It's a lot of them that come out every year. I think it's only like 200 and some players get drafted, 259 or 270. I forgot what it is. It's like, but there's over 300 draftees that could be, and it gets flooded with a lot of underclassmen and stuff like that. And so that's why you start to see players dropping, especially in years like this year. You had receivers dropping like Amon-Ra St. Brown that had he been out in another year or something like that, he would have been in a second round pick or maybe a first round pick. The same thing happened to Amani Oruwariye. He fell to the 5th round because it was flooded with underclassmen. That's why a lot of these players fall. It's not because they suck. It's not because they can't play. It's because that the market is flooded. And in most cases, most teams who don't select certain players are selecting needs that they find to be a little bit higher rated than receiver, because receivers literally come a dime a dozen. Literally, like that's what it is. It's not like they're trying to, it's not like they're trying to reinvent the wheel, but this is what it is. So can he? Yes. Will he? I do believe he will. I just do. JGB says, all is well at Jimbo G. How are you and yours? Support to you, man. Jimbo G always checking on people, making sure they all right, man. I hope the family doing good over there. One Funky Lion fan says this year there was at least 50 draftable wide receivers. You wonder why we waited so late. It wasn't that serious. You was able to still pick up talent in later rounds because it was flooded. So I'm just putting it out there. That's all it was. Now let's talk about the next topic. I think I got one more. Let me see. Let me double check though, because I know I have a tendency to overlook my questions. I do. I got 2 more actually. Let me hit these really quick then. Make sure I don't forget his question. This comes from a subscriber. Have fans overhyped the Detroit Lions offensive line? Simple answer, no. Okay, I have watched year after year after year of us taking linemen and thinking that we had it figured out, only for me to realize that we had a bunch of linemen who not only didn't even play the same style for what they were being asked to do, they were out of position. And when I look at that, the first thing I think about is this. If you really just look at this Detroit Lions team, you had 3 out of the 5 positions already on lock. Decker, Jackson, Ragnow. Big V, from my viewpoint, has always been better as a guard. And for some of y'all who are super hyped about Pro Football Focus, even though I keep showing you why you should never subscribe to such blasphemy, even though I keep telling you, for those of you who keep subscribing to it, they gave him good grades when he was a guard. Don't really care about the grading system, but that's just for you Pro Football Focus fans. I can tell you what I saw on film. I saw a guy who played better on guard, who was better suited to do what he needed to do. The same thing with Lakeland Tomlinson when Lakeland Tomlinson wasn't performing and people were trying to figure it out. And I kept trying to tell people that, Lakeland Tomlinson sucked. And then what do you know? They put him in the thing that he gonna do best. Just run at somebody. I don't need you to do a lot of pass blocking. And when they did ask him to pass block, they threw the ball quick. So do I think we overhyping him? No. We've had enough bad offensive lines to know better. Generally, what happens is we would get 1 or 2 people and say our line was built up. Like, remember when we added Rick Wagner, and we were like, yeah, we finally got the right side on lock. Remember that? And we never accounted for who was playing guard next to him. Never thought about it. Just never cared. Remember, we finally went out and got TJ Lane, and then he was either one hurt or now the guy that's playing right tackle don't know how to do his job. Oh, by the way, the left tackle was hurt. I'm just looking at it. Every time we go and get a piece, it didn't work out. We now have 3 of them on lock. The only real question mark is the guard position. But I've seen teams who've had 4 out of the 5 linemen have great success. So, no, they cannot be overhyped. The only thing that derails them is injury. Knocking on all the damn wood. The whole entire force. Knock it down. I don't want none of that to happen. That's the only thing we can look at. Nothing else. Let me kick it up one more notch. If I get my last question before I get to yours. Who has the best chance of not living up to expectations on the Lions roster as we speak now? I'll give you one for offense and defense. Now, many of y'all are going to probably sit there and be like, oh, he going to tell you T.J. Hawkinson? Nope. He going to say, Jared Goff? Nope. You know the guy on offense that has the best chance of not living up to expectations? It's Brashard Perryman. Luke, what are you talking about, Luke? Ain't nobody expecting him to do nothing great. Exactly. Exactly. I think he is going to be the one player on offense that y'all are expecting to be trash, and he's going to blow y'all away. I think he has that opportunity to do it. I think he's going to be given more opportunities and more chances to prove that. He's the one person that I think can have the best chances of not living up to expectations because nobody is believing that he can get it done. In fact, they look at the receiving corps as a damn problem. They don't get it. Shout out to you, Kale Cranford. Welcome to the show. They don't get it. Shout out to you, Drew. He says, howdy, Luke. Salute to you. Just tell me, think about it. If you think about expectations, 9 times out of 10, most of us think about expectations in terms of, are they living up to being great players? Is Sewell going to be a great tackle? What about those people you're counting out to be trash? I think that could be the case. Now, on defense, this one, even I had to be scared when I looked at this one. I had to be scared looking at this one. Will Harris. And it's coming from a guy who don't think we got another safety past Tracy Walker. But Will Harris. Why? Because I was reading an article and they was talking about can Aaron Glenn revive, Will Harris. And I'm like, huh. And Will Harris said something that drew my attention. You know what he said? He said, when I was playing last year, I wasn't allowed to play freely. I was forced to play into a certain box. Now I'm going to be allowed to play freely. Oh, we just unleashing people, I see. Okay. 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 I'm going to give him a shot. Because I believe, unlike Pro Football Focus, that Patricia's scheme was that garbage. You know that they didn't make him a defensive coordinator when he got back there. They found a job for him. But they want to save face, but they didn't make him a defensive coordinator. But think about it. Perryman on offense, nobody believes he's going to do anything, and he can shock the world. And Will Harris, I personally written him off. But the more I think about how bad that scheme was, he might be right that he wasn't allowed to roam free. He might be right where he wasn't allowed to come and say, hey, this is what I saw on the field. You saw when Quandre Diggs said it, he got shipped out. This is going to be the first time where we get captains and leaders that's not being shipped out for no reason. Woo, feels good. But the two players that I think that have the best chance to not live up to expectations, which means people think they're not going to do a damn, is Perryman and Harris. I still think they should upgrade the safety position, but I believe it's his job to lose. That's just me. Could be wrong. Omar says, what up, Luke? I'm just here so I don't get fined. Support. Luke, Tracy Walker said something similar in his press conference, too. I know. When you talk about people being restricted, and plus they had Tracy Walker in the box. Like, I don't understand what that was about. You put that man in the box, bro. Like, come on, stop playing with me. That's not how we get down. Jesus. It says, I was bummed when I found out I had missed you on Man Hour last time. Man, I'm going to be back over there again. It's always fun over there, especially talking to them, because you know they got a Bear, a Packer. I think they got everybody except a Vike fan. So that's going to always be fun. And plus, I'm going to have them on my show soon. But they always got a Bear, a Viking fan over there of some sort. It's always over there. So, yes, you'll see them. But I appreciate the support. Fans of other fans forget about Swift catching the ball. Him and Hot going to be nice in the receiving game. 100% fact, which is one of the reasons why I look at people like Amon-Ra St. Brown getting off, because at every level you can just change the way you do it. You just can. Will Harris is going off. Listen, it's on the record from you. So when he do it, it's on you. But the more I look at this, the more I pay attention to the scheme, the more I look at what he was asked to do and where he was at, the more I start to wonder. And I wasn't even high on him when we drafted him. But the more I start to wonder, was Patricia's scheme that bad? Was it that bad? It had to be. Shout out to my man JGB. He says, can we get 50 likes for the stream, people? If not, you're going to get explosive diarrhea. Get them likes up, people. 100%. Boy, I tell you, you got me dying, man. Let me see what I'm missing so far. Let me scroll back up here. I know I don't miss a few. Let me see. Oh boy, y'all was lighting this chat up. I love it. Let me see. It says I've never met a Vikings fan. Wow. Willis watched the backs in Philly. Let me see. My man Mars is landing in the building. Shout out to you. This is one of them people that I had to give props to, man. This dude, as a father, forget everything else. Toss it out the window. The father. Man, that's unbelievable. Salute to that man. He says, I call St. Brown Mara. Oh, wow. You giving that man some Egyptian love, I see. Okay. So if Will Harris plays bad again, would you write him off then? Oh, 100%. When you don't perform, then I write the check that you want to cash. You know, like that's just the way it is. But you got to keep in mind, I think he's one of those players who can go and live up to the expectations a little bit higher than most. I just think he could. But yeah, I'm going to adjust my view on a person based on information that I have that's new. And when I got new information, I got to respect it. Wasn't just Patricia's scheme. It was his toxic attitude and culture. That's another part. You're right. You know what, Matthew? You are right. I actually forgot about that part of the douchery that he was. The part of it that had a toxic attitude and a poor culture. Because you know, it takes 3 years to build culture. Looks like Dan Campbell is already ahead of schedule, especially for him to be the second worst head coach in the league. It's just brilliant how the media does these things. Yeah, people keep on forgetting about Cephas. Don't know why, but they do. Mars Lynn says, I got high hopes for Mara, a.k.a. Hines Ward. He do remind me of Hines Ward. I thought when it came to comparisons, Mars, that was a strong, beautiful comparison, because I'm like, here's a guy who just don't mind getting his hands dirty. Ain't the fastest, ain't the strongest. He's just tougher than you. That you cannot overlook those facts. Let me see what's going on. Will Harris could be the JRM of the safety if he can play well on special teams. I'm with you. What will haters say when our crappy 1 and 2 receivers go off like speedsters missiles? You know, they're gonna find excuses. Oh, well, look who they win against, man. Look who they win against. Oh, they didn't really have a good season. They don't average what everybody else watched. No, they're not. I see it coming. I see all these excuses. My eyes is wide awake. Let's see. Luke is toxic masculinity. Yeah, he thought he was doing something. He didn't do nothing. Luke, did you ever call the NFL and drop my Pro Bowl idea off yet? They better pay you and give you 10%. My brainstorming idea cut. By the way, 9-8 record, 16-11 being the lowest. I can respect that, Marcel Edwards. No, I didn't even get up there to him, but I can tell you this much. The NFL definitely heard me because I was hounding them because I wanted to see what the Cardinals and all the other teams, like the Vikings and all them, was doing. They always giving us behind-the-scenes looks of the damn draft, and the Lions weren't giving us nothing but highlights of that was a minute and 12 seconds long. Like, I don't want that. I want to know how you was feeling when the pick came in. Were you stressed out as pick after pick came off the board? I don't want to see that other stuff, and they finally did it. BD Buster says he reminds me of Steve Smith Jr. Okay, listen. I think Amon-Ra going to be something different. I really do. You try pressing Amon-Ra all day as a DB, you're going to get the build like a brick. That boy, they had a picture of him as a kid. Man, he looked real. Boy, that jump was not normal. Jalen Reeves-Maybin is another person. He's becoming my favorite Lion rookie. Derek Burns is already my favorite Lions rookie. I expect for him to do some things. Let me see. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and switch gears, man. Let's get into this, man. Y'all put y'all questions in there. I used to tell people if St. Brown is laughing on every play, then he is a clone version of Hines Ward. He do smile a lot. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. That's another reason why when Mars told me he reminds him of Hines Ward, as soon as I saw him doing all that damn smiling, I was like, no, he like no matter what you do to him, he's just going to smile at you. But he does play like it. Like he wants the ball. He snatches the ball out the air, and it's different. Luke, do you see Sage Surratt making the team? Tell me who getting released from another team. That's going to be the problem. I hear that he's doing okay, but if he's going to make this team, then you got to tell me who he's outbeating. And right now, there's some names that's getting a little bit more buzz from the OTAs. Training camp is going to answer all those questions when them pads come on because it does get different. So if he does well through training camp, then yes. If he does so-so through training camp and they get an opportunity for somebody else, he'll be added to the practice squad. Let me see what else we got going on here. Patricia is like a fat gym teacher who thinks he's all that. Well, y'all vicious. Jamar has awesome vision, but his speed is okay. I like him a lot. Yeah, I think his speed is just okay too. They say he's a home run hitter. I've seen him break some long runs, but I want to see that second gear. That second gear is what gets me hype. Luke, hopefully the Lions can get some production from Charles Harris. Maybe 7 or 8 sacks would be nice. I don't think he gets that because he's going to be a conditional role player. And I don't think he gets the opportunity to get that. He might not even make the team. Again, the Lions are not done adding players. And so as teams start to trim down the fat, they're going to be picking people up. Let's see. It says, Luke, you missed my question about Jamar being Deuce Staley pick. No, I didn't. I thought I said something about that. I ain't miss it. I ain't that blind. Burns is going to be Chris Spielman 2.0. See, I had Burns pegged as a different player. And I said to people, I said, they're not going to like this comparison, but I think it's the most realistic one. To me, could be wrong. He reminds me so much of London Fletcher. Just, I can do it all. I ain't gonna get all the glory, but I can do it all. He reminds me of London Fletcher. He can rush the passer, play the run. You can put him at DN, put him at inside, put him at outside. I just feel like he's a utility linebacker that can do some things different. I could care less about Will Harris inject Kyle Hamilton into my veins. Well, we got a year to wait, and so he'll probably be a top 10 to 15 pick. So don't get your hopes up. Luke, do the Lions rush for 2,000 yards as a unit? I love this question. I love this question, and I'm going to tell you why. When you think about the Detroit Lions rushing for 2,000 yards as a unit, I'm going to tell you that, yes, it is very possible for them to get 2,000 yards. They had basically 1,500 yards last year. And they wasn't running the ball like that. That you talking about a team who was in the bottom rushing teams. The only teams who had a worse rushing attack than us were the Texans and the Steelers. The top rushing teams were the Ravens, Titans, Browns, Patriots, Vikings, and Saints. So that lets you know. But yeah, can we get 2,000 as a group? Hell yes. Hell yes. Make no mistake about it. That's why Rams fans really hated Hines Ward. This dude did them dirty and smiled at them while doing it. 100%. He smiled at everybody. He broke my man's jaw and still smiled about it. It says, I agree with you, Luke. Derrick Burns looked like Patrick Willis to me. It just seemed like he do a little bit of everything. You know, somebody that can get her a lot done. I'm trying to go through every question. James Holyfield says, Luke, how do you think our starting linebackers, or who do you think our starting linebackers will be? Inside is going to be Burns and Collins. Outside is going to be Okor. And I think I'm gonna be honest with you, they got Trey Flowers pegged there right now, but I think it's gonna be both Okor brothers. The more I look at it, it just makes sense. Let Julian unleash and just go after the quarterback with his brother Okor, and it's a competition. You get more production, and that way you can spare and save some room for Trey Flowers in some other positions. So. Just saying, who will get the trick play touchdown this year, a.k.a. the Dacker a few years ago? Ooh, good question, John. The trick play. This is going to be an unlikely candidate, but I just think it's going to happen. McNeil, the D tackle. I think they're going to find some kind of way to fool somebody with putting them in and letting them run. I'm giving it to him. I'm hoping Amon-Ra has Steve Smith aggressive play. From what I saw, it's there. I seen it. Smith will knock you out. Let's see. Luke, you missed it last month. You be slipping on catch up. And I'm the one that's Patty. Okay. I'm the one that's Patty. Okay. All right. It says I see a little bit of Lance Briggs and Burns. Lance Briggs was a very good player. Very underrated too. It's because of how many other people was in the league doing things just as good as him and faster. If he's anything like London Flasher, then that's a huge win for us. I think it's what he remind me of. It's his first 10 yards, Luke, that Jameer does his damage. You know what? It be those little things that I often do look at, but I do overlook some stuff. It's a human side of me. Hashtag Luke, would you sign Kwon Alexander on a cheap prove-it deal because of his injury history? If somebody get hurt on our team, yeah. If our linebackers is healthy, no, not for what they're trying to get. He got to be able to blitz, and that injury is not going to allow him to do that effectively. So, somebody get hurt and you want to bring him on a cheap, try it out, prove it deal, cool. But outside of that, no. December Sage, shout out to you. He says, how many combined sacks for our D line? All right. Well, y'all got some good questions today. Listen, y'all finna have me, y'all finna bring me to tears. Don't do me like this. Don't do me like this, y'all. Y'all know how I feel when y'all talk stuff like this. Don't do it. How many combined sacks? Well, they had basically 24 last year. So the top team last year had 56, which was the Steelers. And then the Rams had 53. The Eagles had 49. I say we go from 24 to somewhere between 35 to 38. I see a significant, especially the fact that we're going to be blitzing more. So just putting it out there. At One Funky Lion Fan, do you do your my work on Jesus, our friend? Huh? What I missed? I thought Luke hate catch up at Jimbo. I do hate catch up. I don't even know what he's talking about. He just Patty, man. Don't pay Jimbo no attention. He Patty. Luke, you pay attention to how Barnes be smiling when they interview him. That dude crazy. Hey, listen. One day I was watching one of his interviews, and I was like, bruh. I don't see people happy, but it seems very strange at how he be, I'm gonna get out there, we want to make sure we working hard. And the whole time he's smiling. And I'm like, Yeah, that dude is crazy. Luke ain't think the Lions could rush for 3,000 as United. No, you know what? The question was, do I think they can rush for 2? So that's why I said that. But I ain't had to go no higher. I think they can get 2,000. They had 15, so yeah, they can get 2. Let me see what other questions I got out here. Honestly, I'm done with Harris. Oh, he gave me the same one. Let me see. Let's see. All right, I gotta take this dude out. Put him on timeout. People, when you come in here, understand something. It's about respect. And when you don't show respect, I'm going to swiftly show you the respect and put you on timeout. Go and give me my thumbs down now. If Jesus loves me, trust me, I don't need you to tell me. Let's go. Let's see. We got out eating some conies. My bad. I know one of the old conies in Highland Park is closing. So, Luke, you said you have a clue what we drafted in the first round of next year? Nope, because I haven't seen enough things to make that prediction. It's too early, way too early. I'll tell you what it is when I get closer towards having our positioning and things like that. What you think is going to start? Who you think? You think Barnes is going to start over Tavai? Hell yes. What? You could do more with Barnes. Yes. Barnes is going to be the inside guy. If you ever want to move Barnes to the outside to rush him with Julian and you want to move Tavai in, you can. But yeah, you can do more with him. I absolutely think that's the case. Haven't heard much about Julian. Is he healthy or pulling a hand or Brian? They talk about him, but they still easing people in. They're trying to keep a lot of stuff on these raps. Hines Ward could be my cousin because he smiles so much. People couldn't stand me smiling. They thought I was crazy. Man, everybody think you crazy when you smile. That's just a habit. Hines Ward is one of my favorites of all time. I really hope my Rob play. Plus, I like Randall L. Knows how to use him. Oh, the receiver coach. Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down. They should put at fullback on a goal line play and get him the ball like the fridge. I think you're gonna see it. Let me see. Make sure I'm getting I see left tackles and Barnes. The way he be smiling, he knocked them out cold. Let's see. Luke, are you going to a game? I'll bring the ketchup package. What ketchup? I don't even like ketchup. Ketchup is like kryptonite to me. I don't mess with no ketchup. This team barbecue and mustard over here. Okay? This is team ranch dressing. Okay? We not talking about no ketchup. But yeah, I do plan to try to go to some games. I just got to figure out which games I want to go to and get her done. You think Brian and Han are going to get cut? I think Brian and Han could possibly get cut. Yeah, I just feel like it's going to boil down to a number of things. Who gets released on other teams, and then the other part of it is Han has the best chance to save his spot, but Bryant, they got enough talent there for him to be moved. Him and Jay Sean. So I'm just saying, Tavai won't play Mike, but he will get minutes at the other inside linebacker spot. I can agree with that. Julian Okora is our version of Hendricks. Oh, I never thought about that with one Pride 4. That's a good one. We will see some motion in our offense. About damn time. And will you sign my ketchup bottle if we go to the I can't with y'all patty today. Y'all way too patty today. Bill Cosby is free. I saw that. Bill Cosby is free. Bill Cosby is free. Yes, I'm so happy. Let me see. Make sure I don't miss nothing, man. I'm trying to go through. I'm trying to hit on every single one. Before I get up out of here, man, this is these long days been killing me. Let me see. I respect how fast you be dodging that ketchup. See what I'm saying? Y'all got to be the most patty group of Lions fans I've ever seen. What ketchup? I told you this is ranch and mustard squad over here. Give me some ranch and some hot sauce. Can we do that? Give me some yum sauce. I want something different. Team teriyaki or something. I mean, come on now. Come on, y'all out here. Y'all are cold today. Let me see. What could we get out of a trade for Crosby? What's the best offer and what teams would take him? The team who lost their starter for the season. That's a team that would take him. And the best I think you can get out of him probably right now would be a third. But you got to keep in mind, if the Lions traded him and got a 5th round pick for him, you basically rented him for a number of years and get your value back. That's brilliant. That's just brilliant. Luke is Melifano. Well, I'm just call him iffy. Luke is iffy, leaning more towards being a safety or cornerback. So I've been trying to follow some of these different feeds, and I've seen some feeds talk about him playing the cornerback spot. But my soul says that they're going to use him at the safety. I just don't see how you got to get him on the field some kind of way, right? And my soul say him as a third safety makes more sense than just being a corner. Just saying. It says, I see them rushing for 3,000 yards as a unit. Oh, okay. I ain't knocking it. Luke, what's the most passing yards you think Jared Goff is going to have in a game this season? Most passing yards in this game, 375. I can see that happening because people are going to be too focused on the short passes and the run. It seems all top 2022 draft quarterbacks are short, like between 6 feet and 6'2". I'm sticking with 6'5" Goff. Before you start going down the train of height, remember all the quarterbacks who was dope, who was not tall, like Doug Flutie, Russell Wilson. Don't let the hype fool you now. Hey, Luke, what should our jerseys look linked? What should our jerseys look linked? Should we go all the way out of the box? Oh, you talking about that one off helmet and stuff? Just as long as it's something that represents the people and it looks dope and gets the players excited about wearing it, I don't really care what it should look like. True Luke. I'm not. I see y'all trying to put this ketchup on me. I don't know nothing about no ketchup. Luke Burns reminds me of LT Lawrence. Did you see my Bill Cosby comment when I said he free in big caps? Oh, man. Listen, I'm going through it. These messages coming in faster than I can keep up, but I can tell you this much. Lawrence Taylor is a hard bill. I don't see that much of him, and I'm pretty sure he don't do drugs. So, I love Lawrence Taylor. Don't get me wrong, but, man, Team Honey Mustard, that's what I'm talking about. Man, what's wrong with these people? I don't understand. Let me see. Let me see. Y'all out here. Y'all client. Luke, you believe we will see some what I say? Motions in our offense? 100%. Luke, who do you see backing up Rag now? Oh, that's a very good question. Right now, they have Logan Steinberg learning the position, but they brought in, what is the guy's name? God, they brought in this one lineman, and I can't think of his freaking name for the life of me. I think they're going to battle for that backup center position. I just can't think of his name right now. Nope, Luke Ketchup G, you are now forever done. No, no, I can't. When the Lions start 2-0 this season, tell the job that mandatory over. Man, listen, when they start 2-0, the job gonna get mad at me. It's gonna my throat. I'm not feeling so good. You know what I mean? I'm not. But Luke, Yum sauce is made with ketchup. No, it's not. Not in my house. It's not. Not in my house. It's not. We make my Yum sauce with hot sauce. That's right. So don't be judging me now. Y'all not gonna get me with this ketchup. Wait a minute, what? If Bill Cosby did those things to ketchup, Luke wouldn't have batted in the eye. I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not. Woo, boy, y'all in this ketchup. Let me see where we at. Luke, you believe we will see more emotion? Yep, I already answered that one. I can hook you up with some Calvin's weed. I don't smoke or drink. Let me see. 320. Breeze is short. I forgot about him too. Another one of those short guys who did really well. Going to stretch this question, Luke. You know all Detroit teams is on the come up. Also, Better Made Chips is finally expanded around the U.S. Will Lions Pistons be contenders before BM makes it to 5 states. Damn, that's a really good question, Marcel. Well, they be champions before BM makes it to 5 states. No, because I think food production is going to move faster. But I do think they'll be champions within the next. For the Pistons, I'm gonna say probably 2 to 3 years, and for the Lions, I'm gonna probably say somewhere between 3 to 4. I feel confident in them. All right, let me see. Do we actually believe Goff is the man for the Lions as quarterback? I do. Because the man, for me, don't need to be great. He don't need to throw the ball every single time, 40 and 50 times a game. He don't need to do that. The man, for me, need to do what Dak Prescott do. Don't hurt your team. That's it. Do what Troy Aikman did. He became a Hall of Famer because of it. Don't hurt your team. Turn around, hand the ball off, make a few passes here and there. That's it. I don't need you to be the MVP. I don't need you to be the top quarterback in this league. I need you to do your job the same way that all them other people did their jobs. The same way Brad Johnson did his job and won a Super Bowl. The same way Trent Dilfer did his job and won a Super Bowl. To be the man in Detroit don't require much. So I'm not going to go crazy and act as if though he got to do something that's so special for him to be the man. So for me, yes, he is the man. He's better than an alternative. We could have had Tyrod Taylor or Fitzpatrick. So I'm good. All right. Let me see. The Lions brought in a guy from Kentucky to play center. He looks kind of small, though. I can't think of the dude's damn name. I know who you're talking about. I just can't think of his name. Sam Howell, 6'1", consider Drew Brees 6 feet, but I still like the taller quarterbacks. I respect that. I miss Better Made than Fago. And they got new bags of chips out too. That sweet barbecue had me calling my name. Let's see. Luke, when they see you at meet and greet, they're going to yell out, catch up, man. No, they're not going to do that. I'm not doing no catch up. Let me see. Do you believe guys were ripped off in the trade, or was it good or even? I think most trades, surprisingly, was fair, especially for us. I think when it came to us, they get the quarterback that they trust and believe in, and they get a very good quarterback in Stafford. We get Jared Goff, a decent quarterback, and we get the draft picks to, facilitate a new movement. So I think it's a fair trade all around. All right. So that's it for today. Time to go into this positive quote, good people. All right. First of all, let me just thank all of y'all for jumping into the chat, rocking with me, listening to the show, hearing me rant, showing y'all Patty, okay, talking about this catch up. We don't do no catch up around here. I'm going to start banning people with catch up comments because we need to talk about honey mustard, Dijon mustard, just regular good old yellow mustard, and all mustards alike. We need to be team mustard over here, and with a little bit of relish. Y'all ain't gonna keep trying to catch me incriminating myself. Y'all, no, not today, coach. Not today. Okay. Positive quote today comes from the internet. I just don't know who said it, but I loved it when I heard it. It's time to kill that less mentality. Whoo, this is finna hit hard. It's time to kill that less mentality. You see, some of y'all run around here just okay with less, just settling for less, wishing for less, hoping for less, just doing the bare minimum to get by. It's time to kill that less mentality. Some of y'all sit up here and go to the job that y'all can't freaking stand, but don't understand that that's just you settling for less because you have a less mentality. The problem with having a less mentality is you're constantly going to get less of what you're worth, less of what you're valued, less of what you should have. I mean, let's put it into perspective. If I can give you less oxygen, would you take it? Let me try another one. What if I can give you less food, would you go hungry? Let me try another one. What if I gave you less money to do the same job? Would you be okay with it? Why would you settle for other things in life less when you won't settle for the essential parts of less? See, the benefit of having a mentality for more means that you are never satisfied. You're never full. There's never enough that you can have because you know that there's some way to push past it and get even more. See, You who have a less mentality wonder why things keep happening in the way that they happen. It's because you're too busy giving the lesser parts of yourself away. It's easy to attack you when you're in a depletion, when you're in a decline, when you are in the minus, the negative. The more that you are willing to give, the harder that you are willing to give, that makes you into a position that stands up tall. Well, the more they're going to respect you. Stop having a less mentality. It's time to kill that. You're settling for less friends just because they're there, but they don't give you anything or offer you anything. They only take from you, never depositing on one single thing into your life. We got to change the less mentality. The less mentality does not help you. The less mentality does one thing and one thing only. And that's guarantee that you always get less than what you deserve. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I hope you enjoyed tomorrow's show because I will be on tomorrow with Avery Giovanni. So we will be on talking Detroit Lions football. Please come join us tomorrow. I want to say it's 5 p.m. Knocking on wood, pipes, and lead, and everything in between that I don't get held up at work. So come and join us as we talk about some good old football. As always, ladies and gentlemen, please don't be no chump. Please do your research. I'm out.